Good
Morning.
morning. It's April 19, 2023, and it's exactly 10:07. And I would like to welcome everyone to this morning, attending this meeting today, or this morning, should I say. Good morning, board members,
Good morning.
Madam AG, Sandra, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, please, let's do a roll call, if we don't, this morning.
Geraldine Stanley, Board Secretary.
Nita Bailey, Investigator Supervisor, CLB.
Maria Perez, Administrative Officer.
And Sandra Miller, Office of the Attorney General.
Vince Ariola, DPW.
Michelle Santos, Revenue and Tax.
Suryak Sanchez, Executive Director.
Bernard Beneventi, board
Chairman.
member, board chairman, sorry.
Marcus Finotnia, Investigator, CLB.
Andrew Mesa, CLB Investigator.
Aaron Aragon, CLB Investigator.
Okay, everyone present,
And
Ruby?
Ms. Borja
Ms.
is
Borja.
present via Zoom.
And Rena Borja, Vice Chair, via Zoom.
Okay. Good afternoon, ma'am, and good morning in Guam.
She's so fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, with the roll call done, I motion to move to the item number 3, the affirmation of the public notice that was sent out to the newspapers and I guess to the entities that need distributors out to the public to show that we're having a meeting, a board meeting this morning. Okay. Let's move to item number 4. Review of the minutes for March 15 and the 28th. It's the regular board meeting, proposed action. Let's review this and let's see if we have any questions on it or anything that we should bring up this morning.
Mr. Cruz will be joining via Zoom. Alright, Mr. Cruz has joined our Zoom.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, Matt.
Matt, at this time we are reviewing the minutes from the meeting on March 15 and the 28th.
I've reviewed them already.
Okay. Okay, motion to approve the minutes. Second?
Mr. Chairman, there's a discussion here that was talked about. Are we gonna, I just wanna know if we're gonna discuss it further. This is the issue with Aztec Builders. Has that been settled, or are we gonna discuss that later on? Is that part of the agenda?
In my report, sir.
Okay, we'll discuss it later then.
Yeah, it's in your
Okay,
report.
Second, approve.
Okay, motion, accepted, yes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, let's move on to, public comments. Do we have the public here?
No, we do not, sir.
Where'd they go?
They
That's
heard
what
what they
being a
wanted
party.
to hear last time.
Worried.
And the individual that was supposed to be here this morning?
It was a John show.
Didn't show up.
Yep.
And that is,
Mr. Leon Guerrero, but since he's
Oh,
not
yeah,
here,
that's right.
we'll,
Is that the one that's always, the activist that's always
That's a brother.
Carlotta's brother?
Yes. But he's not here, so.
okay,
Yeah,
he's not here yet, okay.
he might.
All right, okay, so let's move to the next item, section reports. Maria, please, administrative division, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As of April 23rd, the total amount of active contractors is 942. Inactive contractors is 31. And the master electrician is 42, which is a total amount is 1,015.
What do you mean by inactive, I'm sorry?
Inactive meaning they are currently licensed, but they're not gonna do any projects. And in the event they know that they need to do projects, they are aware that they have to activate and get all their clearances over.
How do we know that they're inactive?
They pay a fee of, if it's a sole proprietor, application fee is 100 and the license fee is, 50 and the license fee is 50. Total amount is 100 for a sole proprietor. Corporation is usually 200. And they can go up to 3 years, but each year they have to pay and the license will stay inactive.
Oh,
So if they come in and example they're inactive, they come in and try and get a building permit, we can automatically tell them, you need to, example, you need to activate your license.
okay.
Also, even if it's, they file inactive, the due is still
It's good for 1 year.
good for 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But they
see.
have no projects.
And they have no projects.
Okay, do we ever come about in a case where they were inactive and they were still actively doing something outside?
Sometimes they try and come in and we'll tell them, you need to tell this individual they have to come in and activate. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we always look at our list before we clear to make sure that they're active and also their classification, if they have the right classifications.
So when they go into inactive, does that mean they leave the island or they're?
No, sometimes they're, most of the time, especially lately, they work for another contractor, they work for the bigger contractors.
Oh, I see,
Because sometimes they don't have enough manpower. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
And we received our new vehicle, it's a 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander, and the amount is $41,995. And we'd like to thank Lily Santos, who took care of this purchase order, which was from AutoSpot. We had to keep going back and forth between our office and GSA to make sure that we're in compliance, because this is federal money. It came from the American Rescue Plan, and also, we also received our uniforms for the investigators, and the total amount we used was $800.
I thought we were supposed to get 2 vehicles.
It wasn't enough funding, yeah.
Is there a point where we're gonna try the second week, try to get the second one?
Maybe this fiscal year, 2024.
Coming
I
in?
need to check.
Okay, what it is, guys, is that, the ARP, we qualified for 16,000. And so that qualified us for, when the vehicles were first bid out, we had enough to get two for 23,000 each.
Correct.
So that was scratched after a year and a half of, I don't know what kind of chip problem and all that, so, and I did tell the board that we're gonna cancel out this PO, because, you know, we cannot be held hostage for, after they won a bid. You know, I expect to get my vehicle in 30 days. So we did agree for an extension,
Alright,
but after the first extension, they started asking for another extension. So I consulted with Lily, and Maria here goes, no more. I am not gonna grant any more extension. Pull out from that PO and let's work at least one vehicle,
right.
you know, and let's lock it before we lose this federal fund. And so we did, that's what we did. And so the Outlander cost us $40-some thousand,
41.
with the balance of, I think, almost 20,000 on that same grant application, that ARP money. So now we're gonna take that, the balance of that money, and we're gonna move it into another account.
Okay, or buy motorcycles?
Yeah.
One of those,
We really tried to
ATVs.
correct.
Yeah,
Well, we do that, and we need to get the accessories for the bikers,
yeah.
to include the vests like hail
Well,
swamp.
well, even if you got those ATVs, you probably need a
They were-
booster to
yeah.
make it go fast.
Oh, we could ask them to block up here in the front, and we could, in-kind businesses, right?
Yeah.
We tried to
That's
get
rough,
two
right?
vehicles, but according to GSA, they either meet or beat, and they wouldn't, so we said, so we had to pull it. That's why we had to get this vehicle.
Okay.
So they have that vehicle available, we worked it out with GSA. I told Lily and Maria, make sure that, you know, it's in accordance to the procurement policy that we
Yeah.
get this vehicle. And so it was done, it was permissible, and so they got another appeal for that, and we still went back to, our spot. So that's what we got. New vehicle, new uniform, so they're shining out there when they go out.
Our neighbors are jealous.
Fantastic. Please continue.
And we have a total of 5 new companies. The one that's in yellow there, the new company or the new RME. So the company name is Asanua, but their new RME is Katsuya Yamada, and he has a general engineering and general building. And the new company is Pritzko LLC, I believe, and it's Don Kim, and he has a general engineering and general building. And Consolidated Contracting Solutions LLC, new with Christopher S. Cruz, and he has a C-17, which is excavating, grading, and trenching. And OPI 16 Corporation, or it might be OP116 Corporation. And they have an existing RME, which is Mr. Dabu, and he has general engineering, general building, and electrical. And the last one is Aircraft Services International Inc., doing business as Menzies Aviation. Their RME is Ignacio C. Orlando, and he has a electrical license.
C-13,
Yes.
okay. Wanna elaborate more on this? Can we elaborate more?
What we did with this is we thoroughly reviewed the application. I reviewed it, my staff reviewed it, we approved it, we gave it to Ms. Nita, investigation also reviewed it, approved it, then it went through the director. And we also got guidance from the AG's office, and it was approved, so that's when we issued it.
What it is, Mr. Chairman, is that I told the staff here that we are not gonna discriminate anyone coming in to apply for a contractor's license.
That's right.
Be it there's a pending litigation, whatever the case is, The individual came in to apply for this.
Right.
He met all the necessary requirements as set forth by COB, and that's the way it was treated, nothing different.
Well,
So that's it.
he had to because he was being fined every day.
Not yet.
What do you mean not yet? Oh, cause the notice didn't go out or what?
No, it did.
Oh. But he's gonna be fined from the day he was, well, we approve him today, or it's approved?
It's
It was approved in the last meeting.
We,
Okay.
so just to clarify, the effectivity of the 1,000 is from the day we issue the citation to the day that they got their license, right?
Okay.
But on that, since you brought it up, I see he's also filed a notice of defense, which would, pause, kind of stay it
Yeah.
until we resolve,
Correct. To include the fine.
yeah, to include that.
Great, okay. At least we have an understanding of that part. Any questions so far? Let's move to investigation division. Nina, please. Thank you.
Thank you and good morning. Our report as of April 19, 2023, list of open and closed cases. We have open cases of 12, closed 2, citations issued 2, amount of fines issued to date 308,700. Number of building permits cleared for March 65. So I have attached a copy of the open and closed cases. Number 1 on the open case is case number 2021-0904, GMI versus Aircraft Services International, Menzies. We issued a citation and received by Menzies on April 4, 2023, with a citation of 300,000 plus 1,000 a day fine until they get their license. So everyone has a copy of the citation that's received.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you have a copy of the citation, right, that was received, stamped received? Okay. So, we issued that, but yesterday, April 18th, we received a notice of defense. So they will be requesting for a hearing. They got all their documents attached regarding their objection to the citation. So it's for the board's review and
Yeah, so what happens now is this goes to the AG's office and it goes into a different division that's not my division, and a hearing officer gets appointed, meaning an independent, neutral, not someone who's advised the board kind of a hearing officer. There's a whole process for this. Which the board will be, we just got this, so maybe by the next board meeting. How long does it take? Could be fast, could be slow. In the meantime, they're licensed. It looks like what they're protesting here is the fact that they had to get a license and of course the fine.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so in the meantime, they're good to go. Because they are licensed now. It's just
So-
the past,
So
that's
we
what
have
I'm
like,
reading here without,
yeah.
I'll let the hearing officer,
So we have 30 days to act on this?
I'm not sure, I don't, usually they try to schedule something within 30 days, but realistically, that's often, depends on the schedule. I don't know what their schedule's like, I don't know what the hearing officer or the attorney general's schedule's like.
So once the board approves of this received yesterday, it will be forwarded to your office, then your office will fire it to the right agency, right? Or section? Is that how it works?
Section, it's handled internally. I'll take it back and, have them, it'll get processed.
Is there a timeline for a hearing?
30 days.
30 days, for
Yeah,
sure?
Yeah,
No, within, but it could be longer.
Longer?
Depends.
Yeah, if the parties agree, you know, it
I
can.
think there's section 5 GCA, or what section is that,
try to
that
do it
authorized the 30
30
days? Can we clarify that?
It says within 30 days, but it depends because we have hearings here that did not happen because of,
Can you get the?
It says, I think it's one will be scheduled, but
mhm.
that to me means, that's different than one will take place.
Yeah,
You
correct.
So-
can schedule one now for
I
next.
just want to clarify, because it didn't mention on the citation,
Yeah.
the
there's
section of the law.
so ma'am, it's the AG's office that will schedule it
Yes,
for the.
it's all out of your hands now.
Okay.
Okay, so the board approves, and then the board chair will fire it to the AG's office, correct?
Well, the board doesn't need to approve
With
anything.
anything, yeah. It just goes to the
You just
AG's
forward it
office.
to AG's office.
We have receipt of it, and then it's on the hands of the AG office.
So I want to make that clear, because it did say on the form also, it needs to go through the board, with the chairman's.
To approve the notice of
Well, no,
defense?
for him to be, if they're gonna go against this, or appeal, they need to fire that letter to the board chair.
And that's what they did.
Yeah,
This is
so
it.
that's what I mean, when the board chair receives it, is there any further, as far as legal, do they, I don't know, it's the first for me, so I'm trying to clarify,
When the board chair receives this,
okay?
then you forward it to the Office of the Attorney General
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
to be handled there.
Right.
So what you could do is move to forward this to the AG's office
Okay.
for
Yes.
further action.
Okay. So, when did we receive
Can I-
this, Nita?
Yesterday afternoon, it was
Okay.
received at around
Go ahead, Rena. Yeah.
Yeah.
4?
4 o'clock.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify something. On this citation, we find in the 300,000 and then it was $1,000 day, but did I understand that they got their license for that particular,
Yes.
did they get that license?
They
Yes.
did,
Yes,
Yes.
yes, they came in and got a C13.
Okay, so that means it's
It's
not, that
it's stated here
$1,000 is
on
not
the
going
front
to be
page,
taken
page
away.
5GC.
Right.
Correct, okay, I just wanted that clarified.
Okay.
so Nita, what did it say?
5GCA, it says here that,
5 GCA,
yeah, 9205, and it says here, you're required to pay the penalty and 15 days,
and we say that, that came in yesterday, the 15th day, okay, whatever,
mhm.
and the hearing?
If you decide, should you decide to make an appeal, and unless a written request for an administrative hearing signed by or is delivered to the CLD within 15 calendar days, may proceed and enforce the penalty. The request for a hearing may be delivering the enclosed form entitled Notice of Defense by delivering or mailing or defense provided under 21 GCE 9205 to the CLB. Failure to file the notice of defense within 15 days after the receipt. This citation shall constitute a waiver of right to a hearing. If you file the notice of defense form within 15 days after receipt of this citation, and if you request a hearing, then an administrative hearing will be scheduled within 30 days, at which time you may present any rebuttal evidence to the specified violation.
And that's per what, 5 GCA, what
Yes.
subsection?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's stated there.
Yeah, it's stated all here on the what to
Okay.
do when you receive
Okay.
a notice of defense. So it says here that if you, that's what they're doing now, so we have 30 days, to notify them, but since it's going to the AG's office.
There's another part of the law that says the AG will appoint a hearing officer to oversee the administrative hearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So that
for the
puts us
AG to
another
appoint.
year.
Yeah.
Okay, so based on that, and the suggestion by council, I move that we forward the
Yes.
Notice of
defense, notice of defense to the AG's office, letting them know that this is transpiring, and request their assistance in conducting a hearing within
Correct, yeah.
30 days, and somebody here on this table
Yes.
keep track of that 30 days, because we sure don't want it to lapse, and then
Right,
Yeah,
we
there
have
should
no-
be a cover letter, so,
Yeah.
you know, just so
Oh,
for your
yes.
all
From the
records.
board.
Okay.
Just put a cover letter, the board received this yesterday, and we forwarded, and I'll give you the
Prepare that for your
section.
signature.
We forwarded to you pursuant to,
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make that part of my motion.
for
Okay.
further action.
Sure.
All in
Let
favor?
me get the section.
I'll second.
okay,
Prepare that for
I'll
yourself.
second.
okay,
Second.
approved.
We vote?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so
Motion approved.
proceed. Case number 2, 220401, Ronald Adams versus Lati Builders. This is still under, work is still continuing with this warranty issues. So it's still ongoing and it's still open. Case number 3, case number 220701, Vera Wu versus Xiang Wang. It's also, on progress. They're working on, to complete this, project. Number 4, case number 2022-0702, Chriselle Lizama versus Astic Builders, warranty issues. The contractor right now is inactive. He filed for inactive and he's on a red flag.
He said what?
Inactive,
And
we put him on red flag, so if he comes and activate, his license or whatever, so we will bring it to the board for the board's decision.
How does that help the consumer, Miss Lizama here, if at all? Does she
Well-
have to seek a legal remedy for this? And as far as we know, is she still having homeowner issues with the structure?
Yes, she still has some pending workman or work punch list that was created. Both parties are aware of it. Aztec Builder is saying he's exhausted all funds. That's the hardship part. He's even saying he wants to file for bankruptcy. I told him that's your option. That's up to you. He still wants to continue though. He said he works at another job, and when he has extra money, he continues to work at the Lizama residence. But I don't think Trisha can wait forever until, that's where we're stuck in, is he doesn't want to abandon the project. That's not his intention, but at the same time, you're not doing any work and your lack of funds, so I don't know how he wants to move
Do
forward.
you know how much we're talking about in additional punch list work?
That's like a money
Yeah.
amount, I have no idea.
How about a time frame?
A lot of them can be resolved quickly. I mean, he has the manpower, he has the knowledge, just more of like buying.
Yeah.
How old is this, issue? How long has it been?
July of last year.
Oh,
it's
people,
almost a year.
Yes.
we gotta close this, man.
We were very close in December, and then they all had to go off island and stuff, and it sort of dwindled, and they never really came back. I mean, I follow up like once a month, but it's like status quo, both
The guy's not
parties.
available, he doesn't have funding,
He answers,
yeah.
he answers my calls, just it's the same answers over and over.
The house is painted, but I saw them painting it, the homeowners painting it.
They have some sort of like middle agreement, like we do this and the contractor would do that, but
What's the most we can do as a board?
suspend the guy's license.
Is he
That's what
active?
you do. He just
Well,
went inactive.
basically, right now, he's inactive, he's not, the only reason why we let him continue, he's supposed not to because he's inactive, but because of to resolve the problem of the homeowner, so he's only working on that particular, project, yeah. But, well, if the board wanted to, suspend, then we can prepare the,
Sure.
accusation and,
I've asked Ms. Lizama if she wanted to hire another contractor, but even her, she said she's exhausted all
She's
her
out of-
funds.
Funds too, right?
Yeah.
So both of them are out of funds, I mean, I don't think it'd do us any good to suspend the guy.
Yeah.
exactly.
Can't make
Yeah,
money to.
he needs to make money.
Right. It won't help
So I'm thinking her only course is to go, find an
Civil.
attorney
Yeah, civil,
and go after the guy.
yeah, maybe you could just advise.
Has she
them.
explored that option?
I've recommended, and she even her she's saying she doesn't have
The
funds
money
to
to
do
go
that.
get a lawyer,
And
yeah.
she even tried to ask, can she do what was that? The mitigation thing.
Arbitration?
It's not arbitration. If enough amount.
Enough amount?
Yeah, it's arbitration.
Yeah.
It is
She's,
for
but
mediation.
I don't know if that's the right platform for.
The bottom line is both parties need money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Like that's
financial
exactly the
hardship.
issue.
I know that.
This is one of the projects that got caught in between the transition of the cost
Yes.
The
inflation.
COVID stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
that's one
problem,
of them.
a lot of contractors are having,
Yep.
Inflation.
They bid it on a certain amount,
and then,
Correct.
yeah, there's no money, but if,
and then the prices went up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like overnight.
Yeah. Who's the individual behind Aztec?
Okay.
Teddy
Arby's.
Cruz,
oh,
Rages?
Teddy.
Rages?
Rages, sorry, not
Teddy-
Cruz,
Teddy
Teddy
Rages.
Rages.
He's the army. Yeah.
He's been
he's been
licensed.
licensed long time, he never had complaints, right?
This is the first
This is
when
probably the
he lost a
COVID.
lot
Yeah, it's
during
I don't
because
know.
of COVID.
I don't know what to do. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't recommend suspending the guy
Yeah.
or fining the guy. That's just a deep black hole. I think the only recourse for the individual, Ms. Lazam, is go legal.
Legal?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know,
I can recommend that to her. I don't know.
Yeah.
She may not be very thrilled, but.
I would recommend we get the initial complaint and versus who, right, and all that, just like the way we handle all the cases. And come to a conclusion, whereas because of parties'
Yeah.
inability to, party one don't have the money anymore to go, party two don't have additional money to fix. So we need to come up with a conclusion for this case, because like board member Vince mentioned, we need to close this, so
So
work on the closure.
does the board recommend then to push the case to civil? I mean, is that something you're gonna decide?
That has to be the homeowner's decision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we just do our part, whereas because there's no resolution from either party to include the complainant, the board will probably say we find it, that there's nothing further to go with this case, but it will be up to the complainant to move forward with it if she wishes.
To seek
That's it.
So,
civil
remedies.
matters, to seek
It might
other
just be
issues,
small
I mean,
claims,
other,
it may not be that crazy, but, you know, still, she wants resolution.
Council, can we, I'm sorry, man, but can we recommend, like, to the complainant that in our conclusion here in this investigation, we have exhausted all we can to, you know, ascribed by law the COB, right? And can we recommend they go civil, or that won't be our goal?
Yeah, you can just say, you know, we've done everything we can and
Right.
we recommend that you, you know, consult with an attorney about what options you may have.
yeah.
And that way we can close
Close
this
it.
Yeah.
on our
You
side.
tell them you need to go get some advice.
Correct, yeah.
That's up to them if they decide to do it.
Okay,
I think we can
because they're
issue
both
a-
like out of commission, broke.
We can issue, I think it's called a findings and recommendation letter.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
there you go.
I believe
Yeah,
that's what
we'll
we're
do
gonna, okay, we can do that.
Okay, Nina. Proceed, yeah.
Okay, so, case number 2022-0801, Geronimo Lorenzo versus Napsicero Tamayo. This is a citation also, of an unlicensed contractor that has not been paid. He's on a promissory note. And Andrew is trying to,
He's not answering his call, so
cannot-
this might be the case where we need to forward it to the Attorney General for further.
Yeah.
He's,
okay, so forward to AG.
Yes.
Is he still contracting?
he's unlicensed.
He's
contractor.
unlicensed.
Yeah, but is he still contracting?
He shouldn't, but I,
You
Do we
guys
see him
should
anywhere?
flag it when your permits, right? You would flag it.
Mhm.
He's unlicensed.
He cannot get a permit if they are. Okay, so forward to AG. Okay, case number 2022-0901, Krista Paris versus Janwa. So this almost coming to a conclusion already because the redesign was completed, it's all approved by all the agencies. all the recommendation by the designer was followed by the contractor to the redesign, and I guess, where's our-
He was doing insurance.
I guess, the homeowner is satisfied, so by the end of this month, we might, conclude, the civil portion of it. But there's still an issue as far as the electrical portion, and she wanted to hire a master electrician to recertify, because, even, they had GPA monitored her home, but the GPA cannot find anything about her complaint that her home is, the electrical is like unstable. So what can we do, like even monitoring it, and she's the one that could only tell when her appliances are giving her, like, glitches and stuff like that.
What's the complaint?
It's a problem.
Fluctuating
Yeah,
power?
yeah, the
Fluctuation.
fluctuating, so we
Power's
did,
unstable.
GPA had monitored and
What's the
everything.
GPA?
They haven't found anything that is wrong in their house and stuff like that. And this was certified also when he got her occupancy. It was approved by DPW. The master electrician certification was there. But now she wanted to hire another master electrician, to,
So Jin was, C13 or?
oh, Jinwa, yeah. They have
They
A,
s-
B,
yeah.
C13, yeah,
So
everything.
no conclusion on the master electrician coming on to find the issue? Find
The
problem?
master electrician that was, that stamped the inspection report was approved by DPW. That's why they were able to get the occupancy.
Okay. For fluctuation like that, it could be coming from a grounding or a neutral issue.
So the GPA
Yeah.
went there,
GPA has to be the one to correct that.
They went there a couple times,
Yeah.
but they said that, I think there were emails, already to prove that GPA had monitored the home, and GPA have not found any problems, in the connection or anything.
Okay.
So,
Could be interior, it's not visible.
Could be faulty appliance.
yeah, maybe her appliances or something, but she wanted to hire her own master electrician, but, so we're giving her the opportunity, but as far as the civil work, it's going to be completed. The only little bit stuck there because of the rain, some things that could not be leveled because of the rain, but by the end of this month, it will be completed, so we can
Okay.
close, but I don't know what to resolve about her master electrician recertification.
That's on her,
That's on her, yeah.
right?
Okay, so on the CRW Trading versus Base Corporation, there are still unpaid, it's not completed, so we just have to put the company on red flag, and if they cannot resolve probably this problem when they renew their license, they might have a problem, in renewing their license. We will just forward their license to the board for the board to decide, because they have an issue that has not been, concluded. To me, it really involves about their financial integrity, if they cannot pay, so then how can they continue,
Base Corporation owes CRW.
CRW, yeah, for, the materials that was used, on their project.
Why would they complain to us?
Because it is,
Honest,
well,
truthful feedback.
services rendered, willful failure of non-payment, it is in one of
That's in our,
yeah,
It's one
in
of
our
ours
rules,
covered.
and payment of debts for services rendered, it's there,
But I did inform CRW we're not a collections agency.
yeah.
I did tell them that.
yeah.
So we will just forward to the board their, application for renewal if once they, renew, if this issue is not.
Resolved.
Okay, so on case number 2022-1201, J1 versus Reliable Construction, this is still pending issuance of the permit for the retaining wall. So this is ongoing. And case number 2023-0101, is Susan Nicholas versus Matthew Manibusan, unlicensed contractor, ongoing investigation. The Manibusan, we cannot locate, Mr. Manibusan right now, that's a problem.
What did he do? What kind of work?
This is a process.
It's electrical. He put some electrical to additional air conditioning, like the conduits and everything to 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 the bedroom, to the kitchen, different areas of the house.
But like four
Yeah.
disconnect boxes.
And he is unlicensed, and then now the homeowner is afraid that it might not be to code, things like that. And he already paid him.
Oh, boy.
So we wanted to serve Mr. Matthew Manibusan, to get his, his side, but we cannot because we could not get. At first, he answered, right?
He did answer.
But now we cannot. He's not answering his phone, and we don't have an address. And if we're asking the complainant his address, he cannot even give us a mailing address also. So it was just depending for us to find in his utility bill, something like that. But how can we,
So his work was faulty, or
Yeah,
not
he
within
abandoned
code
it.
standards?
Yeah, not the standard.
But how do we know? I mean, was it just a,
Yeah, there is a picture. We took a picture of the
We
way,
went out, we did a site visit.
Yeah.
of the
Substandard?
house. I would say yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but we will keep following up. Then probably another.
It's kind of rough though, cause the guy didn't even have receipts, the complainant. You know,
Yeah.
like there's, we really have nothing.
It's this kind of
Just a
thing that
picture.
if you're gonna put them in their room, they will fight.
Yeah.
So you.
There's no contract, there's
Oh,
no.
we don't really wanna
shells,
be in the
there's
middle of it.
So
Did
Yeah.
Mr. Manabusan issue an invoice?
Nothing,
So
there's
the,
no paper trail.
the
cash.
homeowner just paid
Cash.
and nothing, no.
But he has a statement, written statement to us, how much he paid, and everything like that. That's why we accepted it. So it is his own word, that's why we wanted to meet with Mr. Manibusan to know his side of the story, but we can't. He's not answering, we cannot locate him.
So how long do we get this before we get it out of our inventory?
This
I
is one
would
of
say
those ones
maybe
we were
another-
asking the AG's office for assistance with the unlicensed that the
Cases-
runner.
Cases to
yes.
forward to the AG.
Right.
Go
This
civil
was gonna
matter,
be-
but,
Civil?
Civil, yeah,
let's
that would have been.
advise to go civil.
Right.
sounds like another
Well,
civil matter to
Yeah,
me.
it would depend too on what kind of money we're talking about, because if it's gonna cost him more, he may just decide to.
It was based on his letter or his statement that was submitted to us, a total of $5,000 he spent altogether for this person. And we advised him to go to small claims court also.
Yeah.
But he still wanted to pursue, here because he was saying that this guy might be doing it to other, other customers, and stuff like that. So just wanted the guy to stop, this kind of practice.
Okay.
Or if he wants, he can get a license from us. That's what we're trying to get Mr. Manibusan too, that we can help him get a license if he's really doing this. But obviously we cannot find him, so.
Okay, let's continue now.
Okay, so number 10, 2023-0102, Lawrence and Joan Aflagui versus Joseph Cruz. This is unlicensed, $5,000, so he already paid $1,500. He has a remaining balance of $3,500.
Okay.
2023-0203, CLB versus Mega United. This is a safety issue. We had cited him, and fined $1,000. He's in a promissory note. He had paid $250, and this is still $750 remaining balance for him. And case number 12, 2023-0302, Mark Parks versus Genua. This case has been, we did the notice to appear, we did the job inspection, their attorney was present. So at this stage, the case is appeals board. They already have a hearing, right, Aaron? Appeals board.
Yeah.
They already have a hearing, so we will just wait for that, because if the designer is at fault, of course, no matter who is the contractor is going to build the septic tank, it will still be the same, So they might do a redesign also. It's the same area where Tricia is at, the location, so I don't know why the other agencies are approving it, This has an occupancy already, when they know that there is a problem.
Where's this at?
In Jomia.
Where?
In Jomia.
Palante. Palante.
Is that a housing subdivision there, or? She's saying it's in the same area.
Well, I mean, actually, Krista is in Riverville, it's in Jonia, but
Jonia
the
also,
Mark
but this
Parks
one
is
is,
in
Marks is a little bit on a higher level, so it's not as bad as Krista, because Krista's is actually her land is really like, always like flooding. But we will just wait for the result. We are coordinating with Pills Board, so whatever is the outcome, the contractor is willing to resolve. If the Pills will rule that it is, what is the resolution, they are willing to, but they wanted first to seek the advice of the Pills Board, because they believe that they had followed the plans, and they had communicated their concern to the designer, but it was not.
My question to that, because it's quite a few cases on Jinhua,
Yeah, too.
is if the designer is wrong and you're the general contractor, you're responsible for this job, so are you gonna construct the septic tank and it's wrong?
But it was approved by all the agencies, that's the thing, EPA
That's
approved it.
just what, he's not doing his due diligence as a contractor.
Well, he called
Because if it's a
inspection.
faulty design, he should not even construct it, he should time out, call the engineer and says, there's
Yeah.
something wrong with this. But he optioned to keep going, and now the inspection and everything has been approved, and the guy is constantly pumping the sewer out, am I correct?
Yes, sir, but as I said, the Pills is investigating it.
A few times.
A few times?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I don't really wanna say much about the Pills, but they already have some kind of,
It could be a design issue, but still the contractor is negligent.
just like Krista, they have to redesign it.
Yeah.
The Pills are, the
Yeah.
engineer has to redesign it because it's.
So Jinhua has been a contractor for so long, he knows how to construct this septic and leaching field and all that. So all of a sudden, like, we're gonna go ahead and keep constructing and even if the design is wrong, so we'll blame it
Well, they
on the
followed
engineer.
the approved plan. I cannot really say because on their part they followed the approved plan, because if the plan is went to check
I
from.
think, Director, if this is happening like this, he's gross negligent and doing his duties.
No, I think the problems are creeping up after they move in, after they get occupancy, not when they're constructing it. So these people are coming to us afterwards and saying there's a problem.
It doesn't
So it's-
matter when it comes up, if it wasn't done right, it wasn't done right,
Yeah.
somebody
But
needs to take
they're
the
following
blame.
the plans, and the thing is that they're following the plans and the problems are showing up afterwards.
Well, that's what I'm saying, it doesn't matter, what you're saying is correct, is
Yeah.
that if he feels there's a problem, they should go back to the
Drawing
source.
board. Yeah.
Well, I have appeals board meeting this afternoon, so I'll find out, I just texted, I'll find out about that.
Yes, please.
So then I'll alert our
Thank
building
you, sir, thank you.
inspectors.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Because they said that it's in the Pills, so we don't wanna say that.
We don't want this to continue again.
This involves a septic tank, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
leaching.
Septic tank and leaching field.
Pending the results from Pills, that's how we're gonna
Yeah.
finish our report.
So if the whole water is pumping out the tank, whether it's one time, 2 times, 3 times, it's still costing the homeowner. So where do we go from there?
I advised him to keep his receipt, so in the end of the day, he should be compensated or reimbursed for
Yeah.
that faulty.
Sure?
Yeah, sure, that
Yeah.
we will. We have to push that to the contractors.
Okay.
Okay, so
Anything else?
that's it for the open, and then I have, we have 2 cases that we closed. The first one is the 2022-0601, Sylvia versus Fernando Gilong. This is the one where the board had decided to forgive him for the remaining $400 because of his medical problems, so we just have to close that case. And number 2 is case number 2023-0303, Sylvia versus Living Rock Construction. This is a safety issue, safety violation. A citation was issued and it was paid, so we also closed the case.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all for investigation section.
You've got an outside area that you might wanna introduce instead of your own.
Can we pause for a few? We have, sir, can you please, state your name and,
Franklin Leon Guerrero.
you're the public, right? You're
Yes,
coming
yes.
in to, air out your concerns?
Yes, I'm sorry I'm late, but if I could have a few minutes, I would like to air out some concerns.
Sure, please, go ahead, proceed.
So I would just like to ask a quick question. This is the board, I'm speaking to the CLD board. Are any of you board members aware of the complaint from Kendo Electric against Marco? Are you aware of the complaint? Nobody's aware of it.
Yes.
You're aware?
I read
The board, yeah.
I read some emails a couple days ago that were forwarded to me. That's
Couple
my
of days
first I've
ago.
heard of it, yeah.
So let me briefly tell you that Kendo Electric filed a complaint over 2 years ago against Marco with this organization, and nothing happened. No, something happened. You lost the complaint. When my brother Kendo Electric came back to this organization after months, said, what's going on with the investigation? They said, we lost it. You have to refile. So my brother Kendo Electric refiled his complaint again. How is it that you lose complaints? You don't have any process?
Who did he talk to in this office?
We've been working with Nita and Orsini and Aaron, is that Aaron? Are you aware of Kendo Electric?
Yeah, I remember,
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
came in and.
I got an email when I tried to follow up the other day and they said you closed it. You officially closed Kendo Electric complaint. First you lose the complaint, we refile the complaint, now you close the complaint. Why did you close the complaint? I asked that question, nobody answered that question. By what authority did you close the complaint? What was the results of your investigation? When we asked for this to be investigated, guess what they said? Do you have any documents? Do we, Kendo Electric, have documents? Wait a minute. Who's responsible for investigating? CLB or Kendo Electric? But guess what? CLB didn't want to do anything except lose complaints. So we got documents. Guess how much documents we got? A Xerox box full of documents. We dropped them off at this office. Guess what happens when we followed up?
Okay.
There's no documents turned in. Oh, really? We turned in a Xerox box load of documents. Well, did you sign the logbook proving that you dropped the documents? Now, why is it burden of proof on me? But okay, how is it that CLB staff didn't tell us to sign the logbook when we dropped the paperwork? They didn't tell us to do that, so we didn't do that. Guess what? It was lost. Oh, really? Now it's our fault? You lost our documents? So it's no wonder that we started to get more documents. Guess what we did this time? We emailed them to your investigative staff. And then there's no response. So guess what we asked? We emailed them again and we said, can you please acknowledge receipt of these documents? Guess what? We started getting acknowledged receipts. Did anybody investigate? If they did not tell us. Why wouldn't they call us up, email us and say, hey, based on these investigations? You know, we have allegations that Marco, well, we have a letter from Sonny Orsini, I don't know if it amounts to much, but he said, one of the questions we asked, does Marco have approved licenses to be doing the work they're doing out in the field? And the answer that came back from Orsini is no, they do not. They are connecting fuel tanks to generators and things like that. You have to have a special license for putting together fuel lines. They don't have it. So how's it they're allowed to be doing that? Who's responsible for enforcement? CLB. Are they enforcing? They're enforcing jack. Marco continues to do this over years and years. They're untouched, they're unblemished. And then I talked to one investigator and they said, Well, CLB, Morico's lawyer came in here and told us that that work that they were doing is part of warranty. So the lawyer for CLB said that's allowable. Well, wait a minute. They don't have a license to do fuel tank installs. And it's not part of warranty anyway, but so be it.
Sir, if they need to commission the unit, and it's gotta be done that way, if they're gonna do their job to commission the unit.
Okay, so, you know, I know we're not gonna try this case or investigate. If an investigation was done, why weren't we afforded the information on the investigation? We provided tons of documents. For example, sir, just let me finish.
Okay.
Port Authority of Guam has hired Morico to do maintenance on generators. Okay. Do they have a license to do maintenance? No. Okay, well, why are they doing maintenance? What does the document say? Maintenance, repair. They don't have the licenses. What is the purpose of the COB? You know, so I'm really frustrated because this caused a lot of stress to my brother, Kindo. He got into lawsuits with Morico. Eventually he died. And so you canceled the case because he died, I guess. I don't know why. You shake your head, Nita, yet you never call me, and you never email me. There's no response until I reach out. Okay, I know some of the people here, so I'm telling you, I'm telling you the truth. Now I'm so frustrated because as a member of the public, in good faith, I came to this organization, and over a 2-year period of time, we were told by your staff that when we wanted to see the file or Sini wanted to see the file, they said, oh, they took it home. Okay. You take files home? You take complaints home? Okay, now you're saying no. But that's what we were told when we came in here, Nita. I had meetings with Sini, and that's what was said. Okay, maybe you didn't, somebody.
We understand your frustration, sir. I would like Nita to stand on her defense. Please elaborate on what he's saying. We need to air this out right now, and let's put an end to it. Go ahead, Nita, please.
So before anything else, I'm sorry, Mr. Dan Guerrero, that you are frustrated. I know that Ken cannot answer anymore, you know, for whatever, because he's the complainant. So we've been communicating with Ken, although he said that you are also a point of contact, but there are several instances that I have communicated with him. On the first complaint that he filed, I guess the one in charge that was assigned to that was Mr. Vince Alban, and he passed away too. So there was no record at all in the logbook that a case number was assigned or anything. So I cannot, you know, say much of that. On the second complaint, when he refiled it, so I advised him that those receipts, you know, we went through the receipts, but this is very old receipts, 2014, and some of those are just not labor, some of those are just parts and everything like that. So I told him, I said, if he can give us people that are customers, you know, that we can actually talk to. So he gave us different, four people, with Mr. Orsini, he gave us, it's there in his complaint. So we talked to these people, and there is only one of them that that answered that they had that Morico, you know, but I believe that was 4 years ago.
2019.
And 4 years ago, and it is on part of the warranty of the generator. So anyway, we have investigated it, and we have communicated with Ken, you know, what we did, and we brought those complaints to the board. We had our reports of our open and closed cases. In fact, in our March 16 report, 20 March 16, 2021, or I mean 2022, we listed Kendo's case number 2021-0908, Kendo Electric versus Morico, we listed it as an open case. So we were, giving it to the board.
When was that?
This was March 16, 2022 report. It is in our list that we have submitted to the board about the case.
March 2022?
Yeah.
So you started reporting about Kendo when he died.
No.
Did you report the 2 years before he died to the board?
Yeah, it's been an open
How
case.
come I asked the board? They said
I'm
just
sorry,
2 days ago they found out about this. Because I said I wanted to come to the board.
No, sir, it's
So
been.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not gonna get into an argument. I just want to tell you the facts.
No, sir.
That's
Because there is a minutes of the meeting that will support, what I'm saying, okay? Just let me finish. So, actually this is, not 2022, I'm sorry, I think, this is a 2021, a report. It was included, it was attached here. So at that
Did
time.
you provide that to Kendo Electric?
This was part of during our board meeting. So let me just finish.
The answer is no. My brother died asking me to continue fighting for him with CLB.
I'm sorry, sir, I cannot say whatever now because Ken is not here, to say, if what I'm saying to him.
But he did tell you that I'm a point of contact for him?
Yeah, you're a
Hey,
point.
why didn't you contact me?
Aaron has been talking to you.
Aaron, when's the
No, I
last
was
time you
on-
talked?
I was on leave when all this stuff was
Oh,
happening.
see, here we go. Finger pointing, he said this, she said that. I really would like to have a special meeting. I got lots of documents, I'm not coming in here,
Let me just finish.
I'm not coming in
Mr.
here.
Leon Guerrero,
Let me finish.
can you explain, let me interrupt. Okay, you're here on behalf of your brother.
That's right,
He has passed away.
yes,
My condolences.
thank you.
Okay, now, what do we need to do? What do you expect? What do you want?
I want CLB to do their job.
Okay.
We filed 2 complaints.
Okay,
And we've never, ever has CLB initiated contact with us. Whenever we contact CLB, they say, we need more help from you. We need you to get documents. We need you to investigate. We call CLB and we say, hey, Morico's truck is over here doing maintenance at a residence. They go, well, can you take photos? Are we investigating? Are we on your payroll? No, we're not. So,
Okay.
COVID is happening. Oh, we're very busy. Oh, we can't. How long has this complaint been? When was the date that the first complaint was filed? Do you remember, Nita?
I have no idea on the first
4
complaint.
years ago?
Because it's not in the logbook. I
Oh,
already told that.
here we go again. Yeah, you said an investigator was assigned and
No,
then he died.
this is the one.
When did Mr. Ogden die? And I'm sorry that he died. When did he die?
I think in 2019.
Okay, so we're 3 years, 4 years into this investigation?
But,
Yeah.
Is that acceptable?
but it's
Yeah.
not in the logbook.
Frank, if I may, Mr. Chair, if I may, I'd like to make a motion then, because this is, I can tell the staff's not ready to present and discuss this, neither is the board, right? So I would make a motion that the board direct the executive director to conduct a full investigation on this issue of Kindo versus Morico, from its inception. My motion would include a chronology of everything that has transpired, since the first filing of the complaint, and every and all actions that the staff has taken to include the board during that period. And if it's a 4-year period, then so be it. And if we can, and the motion would be to conduct an investigation and assessment, do a chronology of events that transpired from the very beginning. And if we can present it at the next board meeting, then that's my motion.
Sure.
Okay.
I second the motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay,
Okay.
real quick, is 30 days enough time, or when's the next meeting?
May 19th, May 17th.
I imagine if we have files here, you just pull out the files, you grab the
Actually,
dates.
we have but we didn't know that because he just wanted to be in the public, but he wanted to be in the agenda. But if it is in the agenda, we have,
Okay, so anyway, my motion's done.
Yes.
right? And it's approved by the board.
Yes.
So let's, we'll get this on the agenda and discuss it fully at the next meeting, right?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lomero.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
All right,
All right.
you will, okay.
Okay.
I acknowledge the motion. Gerald,
All in
you
favor?
take note with that.
Aye.
Yes.
You
It
start.
could be in the next agenda, you know, because Siwas wanted to be in the agenda, but he came, he did not.
We tried
Yeah,
getting
he
him
did
in the
not give
agenda, he
something.
never responded
So he
to us.
just want to be in the public, so how can we have the documents, we're prepared.
It's okay,
Okay.
Okay.
we just need to start from the get-go, Nita,
Yes, sir.
and to today.
Okay. Director,
I think on my first bullet here is we finally received our new official vehicle that was reported already by Maria. We also want to thank the director, Vince Oriola, for helping us out in a critical time without a vehicle. He did provide us a vehicle to maintain operation in the field. Some accomplishment on training side, Administrative Officer Maria Perez attended a DPHSS Stakeholder Summit and delivers services for persons with disabilities during times of crisis. And also investigators Marcus Fino and Andrew Mesa attended GPA-sponsored Guam's Clean Energy Transition Track, UOG Conference on Island Sustainability. You're probably wondering why we're attending this training. Is it really applicable to COB? Yes, it is. Information that the staff here had, picked up during all this sessions with DPHS, GPA, UOG. It does have its effect because of technology moving in really quick, and so I like for them to be knowledgeable what really is underground cabling contractor is, undersea, what's the sustainability on the solar part, so it's got something to do with contractors all the time. So they're pretty much in awareness level now if those contractors come to apply for this kind of specialty license, so it is beneficial to us. So they completed those series of training or briefing from various agencies. And other than that, Mr. Chair, that's all I have for now.
okay. Great, yes, that's, those conferences are important to attend. It's, it'll benefit the, COB. And, it's, how do you say that? Is that, it adds on to your belt, should I say, to your
hat.
nourishment on information and what's out there.
Knowledge and performance.
Knowledge of, yeah. Nourishment, what did I call it? I think I'm hungry.
No, it is nourishment, man, to the knowledge.
Okay, very well. Let's move on to the old business. We're okay? We'll move on to old business.
Every meeting here is.
Anybody wanna elaborate?
The C
When
level,
we're gonna have a
we're
nice
trying to
meeting.
update that still,
Okay,
because we issued it to all the board members, but we wanna add more, and if anybody has more knowledge on, demolition, we would appreciate it. We also have standards that we're trying to follow,
Format, yes.
the format, that's what we're trying to do,
At the last board meeting.
yeah.
do we have that already?
The testing standards, right?
We do, but we wanna put more,
Put the
we
more,
need to
put
put
the
more
more
meat.
and then
We
I'll look
revised
into
the kind of test, it now has a format now. It's like a
Ah.
standard, like how
Yeah.
many percent for safety, how many for, the
There's
one that
four,
was.
there's four
Four
standards
areas,
there,
yeah.
four areas that we need to,
I think Selena was the one that
Mhm.
Right,
suggested
right.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Selena.
Yes.
so that's what we've been following.
Yes.
So you wanna add those in and then we'll bring it up on the next agenda? Add it?
When we're done.
Huh?
It may take a little bit of time, but we're just keeping it on the agenda so it doesn't get lost.
Okay.
Don't use any more.
No,
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
And also regarding the proposed for the Google translation, we, right, we
That
agreed
was,
that.
that was, I mean, at the last board meeting, Vice Chairwoman Rena Borja asked to put, something together regarding how long it takes, how long it would take to man past, inception. I am so sorry, she proved right, it is a lot of work, and I wasn't able to, attack that just yet. So I can, and I will have it ready by the next board meeting.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, any questions, any other issues that we need to mention? If none, so we'll move on to the new business, which is none, announcement. The scheduled regular board meeting on May 17 at 10 a.m.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I probably won't be at this meeting, I'll be off island,
Okay, sir,
personal.
I acknowledge. Yes.
For announcement, Nita was just mentioning, about the, voting for, chairman, vice chairman. It is typically done annually. So, I did provide all of you your terms, and then should you choose to vote for a chairman or hold another election for a chairman and vice chair. It's just.
Did we clarify that a little with the Office of the Governor?
We did,
There's a
we
boards
didn't
and
really get.
commission executive assistant there, and I think that we should give them the purview to let them decide at that point.
Yes,
I mean,
so,
that's where she's there.
yeah,
So-
I did, she just.
Decide
it
what?
wasn't-
Who's gonna be our chairman?
No, just
No,
if
the
it has to be
tenure
done.
of the board members.
Um,
Tenure.
Yeah, so the tenure, yeah, you guys are ready,
Oh, then,
no.
No, you're good.
No, you guys are
You're good.
fresh.
You guys are hot.
Fresh.
You said
You
time
guys
to
are
train
hot.
us in?
Too much here is going on now. It's not fire right now.
You guys trying to trade us in?
No.
the boards, we're
I know what
moving
the
now,
show
you
is.
guys are, you know,
Yes.
But the one that's appointed has a tenure.
Yes, ex officio, so you.
you're the ones totally
We're
hot
We're gonna get rid of it.
at our age. Can't be hot
I-
anymore.
My opinion on that is, I think we should wait for the opinion from main office.
Well, what's the statute say, if anything?
It is right here, it says a person.
Is it every
Sorry,
year
sorry,
in May or something?
I opened the wrong one, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
But if,
Immediately upon the appointment and qualifications of the original members and annually thereafter, the board shall organize by the election of one member as chairman and one member as vice chairman. The board shall keep a complete record of all its proceedings and shall
So
present.
annually, right, we're supposed to
Yeah.
elect the
Well,
judge.
can you read from the beginning of that part? Don't read from the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just read from C. Do you want me to read from A? There shall be a contractor's license board composed of 7 members, 2 of which shall be appointed by the governor for,
Where's
from the
vacancies?
construction, yes, from the construction industry, 3 from, the governor from general public, and who shall have no interest in the construction industry, and the director of revenue and taxation, ex officio, and the director of public works, ex officio. Those members appointed by the governor are subject to confirmation by the legislature. Their terms shall be 4 years. So, which is the email that I did provide you guys with all of your terms. B, the concurrence of 4 members of the board shall be necessary for the validity of any of its
that's your
actions.
quorum, right?
Quorum, yes. And then C, to reread again, organization records reports immediately upon the appointment and qualifications of the original members, and annually thereafter, the board shall organize by the election of 1 member as chairman and 1 member as vice chairman.
Rotation, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it sounds like it.
How long have you been chair?
1 year,
Has it been
exactly.
1 year?
It's been a year. He was voted in April.
We probably gotta schedule it for the next meeting,
Okay.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And we have 2 vacancies?
Well,
I
one,
think one.
yeah,
One
one,
James.
What positions are they?
James.
James.
For
No, no,
from
what
the, from
position?
the,
Construction industry?
Yeah.
So it's, you know what, the document that I saw, the one that I emailed out to you, Mr. Casalo, I believe it said public, but, which doesn't make sense because I thought he was.
Okay, so who's from the construction industry? Besides, there's supposed to be two.
And.
What does it look like?
And
James.
Serena,
So what,
Construction.
how many construction we need?
there should be two,
Do we have two?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what's next?
3 from the general public,
Okay, who's that?
Marina, Matt, and the open one,
So we need one for the,
yes,
for the
General public.
Okay,
So-
so that's it.
yes.
None of that?
We need to.
Talk to Jean Titano and tell her to get somebody appointed.
She is aware of it, she's asking for recommendations.
Okay.
Okay.
No, she's
No,
ex
no,
officio.
she's
Make sure we lock her.
Oh, oh, the governor already did that, so she's
Yeah, she's
locked
left
in. But that's
Okay,
it,
are we good?
yes.
Move to
Okay,
adjourn?
Yes, sir. This meeting is adjourned.
Oh, we need a second, sir, sorry.
Second?
Motion?
Second.
Second.
Push
All
for
in
the,
favor?
Aye.
other
Aye.
member.
Why do we, does it really say we have to rotate? I want Mr. Benvench to stay where he.
You guys,
Marina.
well, you know what, to restate, it doesn't say you have to rotate.
Can you
Oh,
turn off?
sir, yes, are we good?
We're good. Please
Are we offline?
disconnect.
We're adjourned, right?
Yes, can we, board members, can you stay on real quick, but.